Mike's back just in time. Which one's Mike?
You're live.
Welcome back, everybody.
Just in time.
Welcome back.
Oh, everybody
Just
saw
in
that.
time. Yep. All right. All right, folks. Welcome back to Advantage in Paradise. Let's jump into our recap for tonight.
This
That
music.
piano.
I love it.
Yeah, or we could just
Dying
watch
tonight.
Stefan do
Yeah.
interpretive dancing to this music.
I think Stefan should just reenact the recap.
We just do 3
and
hours
then-
of that.
Yeah.
This song is called Suspicious Cathedral.
So-
Sounds like a
Ooh,
lick.
that's good.
So is somebody playing on the? Never mind.
It's very Diablo. But we could chat all day. But let's jump into the game.
These are stale.
Oh my god. Those stale chips?
You're not muted. I don't know if you meant to say that out loud.
I think he did.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't? Alright. We're getting too silly. Let's... Last we met, the Wayward Five navigated the perils of the Underdark to find a path through to Kolpold Rostva, the fortress of the Dwergar within the Glomadoon Gap. This brought them through slippery waterfalls, geothermal vents, and into the heart of a mind flayer husk swarm. With the help of Timber's shadows, the swarm remained still and undisturbed. But 2 paths lay ahead, one that seemed to lead to a deeper Saramorph chamber, and the other towards the sounds of conflict. Party snuck forward down the conflict-ridden path to find Dwergar fighters facing off a massive mind flayer, unlike the one they previously fought. Spindly fingers at the end of long and lanky arms, leading to a gaunt creature with massive tentacles upon its face. Huron rushed to help the dwarves, and due to Timber's shadows again, the party was able to surprise most of the mind flayer. The battle raged amongst the dim glitter of coolant and the bright heat of magma pools. A dazzling disintegrate shot fired from Talray ripped a hole in one of the larger mind flayers. Timber finished the job and thrust the body into the magma pools as Sarathil blighted the others. The commotion of this fight alerted the swarm of husks in the previous chamber, but Scarlet used the prongs of the black and earth tremor to cave in the ceiling, killing several husks and cutting them off from the fight. Huron struck wisely to help the Dwergar survive, but also to give them opportunities for bravery to raise their spirits. In the end, the last mind flayer attempted to phase teleport away, but Huron's forbidden spell prevented its escape. Once the area was secured, Huron spoke with the Dwergar and learned that the Glomadoon Gap was currently blockaded by mind flayer forces. Ranging units like theirs have been cut off from the home. There may be some secret passages still undiscovered. Party proceeded to clean up and cleanse the region. They burned and put down the swarm of husks. Huron and Sarathil encountered one last mind flayer in the Saramorph chambers. It was being controlled by a long tendril extended from a pillar in the center of the room. But as they cleansed the chamber and killed this mind flayer, a voice echoed from the dying creature. Huron Isilastane spoke Huron's name. And this is where we left off. So, a large portion of you are finishing off husks in the other room with the Dwergar. Huron and Sarathil, you are still in the Saramorph chamber. And you will all be finishing up those husks pretty quickly, and you can rejoin them. But Sarathil and Huron, is there anything you'd like to do in this chamber while you have it to yourselves?
So it was the mind flayer that spoke.
Yes, but it looked like it was like the last vestige of whatever was controlling it leaving its
Okay.
body.
Is it still connected?
It's not. Your moonbeam broke the connection, and the thing slithered
Yeah,
back into the pillar.
Okay.
I'd like to approach the pillar cautiously.
Absolutely. So when you approach the pillar and take a look at it without any rolls, what you can see is that it is quite adorned. It has the same kind of like purple wood that otherworldly wood that was used on some of the Mind Flayer structures you've seen so far. The top of it has kind of like a maw on it, a toothy maw. It looks a lot like a leech's head, but with the teeth, the serrated teeth are all out and forming a cone closed, where the tentacle had come out from. It's quite. I mean, it's probably like the mouth of it is like the size of a bird bath. So it's not massive. It's probably only like 3 or 4 feet tall.
How tall is the pillar?
3 or 4 feet.
Oh, okay. And the teeth are closed?
Teeth are closed. Yeah, as soon as the tentacle went back in, the teeth closed.
Can I do like an investigation? Like, how's the layout of the floor? Like, it connected to the floor, I guess.
Yeah, so it's interesting though. The purple wood kind of slowly converts to the same biomass that makes up Ceramorph chambers,
Mm-hmm.
which are slowly burning away right now. But it looks as though while that burns away, it looks as though this is firmly connected to the stone floor.
While he's investigating, Kieran's going to start. We'll just normal cast detect magic.
Okay. Let's see. So you can find some fading transmutation magic in the chambers that you destroyed, but the central pillar, it has a few different magics that are emanating. Primarily enchantment, divination. What feels like divination. This all has a little twinge of otherworldliness as the magic, the type is familiar, but the magic itself feels very, very odd. And then conjuration.
Turn back to Kieran. Think, what are you getting out of this thing?
It has some otherworldly magics about it. It's similar, but not quite right, if that makes sense. Enchantment, divination, some conjuration. Maybe it's a portal for some otherworldly entity to come to assume control of the
It would have to
creatures.
be. I've been thinking the same thing. The tentacle was clearly longer than the size of this pillar that's here. And again,
Right.
just looking here, I don't imagine that it's burrowed beneath us. It'd have to be coming through some like this chamber. Fortunately, the teeth are closed. Must be some sort of
Did-
portal.
Did you try opening it?
No, not yet. But we can try both together.
Okay. Do you? And like Kieran walks over and like puts his hands on one side and goes, "Should we just try to pry it open, or?"
Oh, hold on. Maybe don't put your hands near where the gaping teeth mouth is. Maybe like use your staff or see if there's some sort of stick or shank we could try to wedge into there.
Kieran will take the end of his staff and start to try to pry open the maw.
Is there anything else in the room that I could use as a makeshift lever?
Absolutely. There's plenty of just sort of like debris from the ruined Ceramorph pods that you could definitely pull something off.
Then I will assist him. I will give him advantage if there's gonna be a roll check or something.
I will allow that. I'll allow Kieran. You can make an athletics check with advantage.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I needed it. Natural 20 for a 22.
Real? Oh wow.
Ooh.
Wow. I was sitting there being like, they're not getting this thing open. This is two magic boys in here trying to open something. But
Kieran
no,
may be
there you go.
old, but he's kind of strong.
That's true. You do have some strength there, so you can wear that.
A little bit of divine intervention too.
Yeah, right. Please, Iluvania, please help us out. I guess I could have cast guidance, but
But yeah, you're able to kind of like pry one of these teeth open, and as soon as one opens, the rest open, kind of reflexively, in a very like somewhat creepy way. They kind of like a wave outward as they open up, and kind of now are just sort of like there. The teeth themselves are more pliable and organic than bone, as you see them, the way they move. Inside, you can see kind of like the rings of what, for all intents and purposes, looks like a throat. The best way to put it, just flesh matter going down um, to a dark, bottomless pipe. Really, is what it looks like from at least your vantage point. Could try shining a light down there.
Can I? I'm gonna
Can
read
you?
this quickly. Give me 1 second. I would like to cast Dancing Lights.
Oh, perfect.
And if I can cast Dancing Lights, I whip around my hand, create these 4 small orbs that are circling around me.
Yeah.
And I think I can bring them together.
Yeah, they get brighter when you put them all together.
I had to put them all together, and I guess put them down the throat to the effective range that I have it, which is 120 feet.
Okay,
And kind
so
of just seeing what how far down it goes.
yeah, it doesn't go down that far. It's just sort of dark in here, so it looked bottomless, but it goes down. But it definitely does go deeper than the 3 or 4 feet of the pillar. There is like a mass beneath the rock.
Okay, so it looks like it's physical. The cavity that goes down, it's nothing like magical.
No, and there might be magic that's like imbuing this pillar. But there is mostly a physical entity here. If you look down, you can see kind of like the pillar's esophagus opens up a little bit wider towards the bottom, and you could just see the top of whatever structure or creature makes up whatever's down there, and it just has a it just looks like a patch of brain matter.
The inside of this, does it you said it's like organic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kieran, will like be peering over with Sarathil and goes, "What do you think that is down there?"
I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, it can't be good, right?
If it was controlling mind flayers and has some affinity towards it, then no, absolutely not.
I wonder. And Kieran is going to cast Moonbeam at 2nd level to just plummet down this maw onto the brain matter.
Sure. Moonbeam is kind of saving throws. Moonbeam.
Constitution. DC 20.
So this brain matter makes it save. Only takes half damage. Go ahead and roll damage.
So it's going to take 19, or half of 19.
All right. Half of 19?
Yes.
Okay.
So 9. 18. Takes.
Okay. You can see as the moonbeam kind of penetrates down, you can see it definitely. You get that horrible scent of burning flesh, as you can see some divine radiance burned into the top of it. It is just sort of like vibrating and wriggling at this, and you can see kind of like tiny little cilia are coming off of it, of this dark black ichor that is then solidifying into small tentacles that are kind of grabbing at the edges and slowly forming up to create the stem that you had saw before. It seems like it's building itself out to shoot a tentacle out right now.
Okay. Kieran's going to back up. He's going to leave Moonbeam on there. So every 6 seconds, technically speaking, he needs to make a save for 1 minute.
Um,
1 minute. He's just gonna fry this.
Being up yet.
I'm gonna say roll
I'm-
2. Go ahead, Sarathil.
I said before backing up, am I still... Is it still taking force to keep this open?
No, as soon as you pried it opens itself.
I'm gonna stay near it actually and keep whatever thing that I have to try to open it, like held, like pulled back against it to see, like,
Sure.
just to keep it open,
Okay,
even though the tentacle's coming out.
Kieran, roll me 2 more sets of damage.
Okay. 4 and 17, so 21.
All right. Give me a very, very quick initiative order.
Oh,
Would we have come in at this point, or are we still?
No, no.
No.
This is
Okay.
only a couple seconds later.
That's a 7 for Kieran.
it's a 5 for me.
Okay, it's a 14 for tentacle brain matter. I need actually no. As the tentacle kind of like it pushes its way, it formulates and then pushes its way through the moonbeam. It is still just taking the damage. It's not really trying to get away from it. You can see like parts of it are singeing and burning away into that starlight ash of the moonbeam. But the tentacle does come up, and you can see it forms at first into an eye up above, and you can feel kind of a pulse shoot out, and you all feel like it's basically the feeling of nails scratching against your brain right now, as the 2 of you take 8 points of psychic damage. And then it's going to attack Sarathil.
Wait,
Oh,
how
what is
long
this?
did that potion last for?
You would still have that potion effect on you, because I think it was an hour.
Okay, cool.
I'm resistant to psychic damage because of my diadem.
Oh, that's right.
So, wow, look at us go. Some boys. And you might still have some temp HP from my Twilight Sanctuary.
Oh, probably, yeah. It goes for an attack on you, Mike, Sarathil, for a 21 to hit.
That's gonna hit. Just an old man with a crowbar.
Mike, I need you to give me a
What?
dexterity saving throw.
I'm gonna get nabbed and
It's
controlled
gonna
by.
eat your brain.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It should have also made a con saving throw. For
Oh,
me.
yeah, you're right.
I
You're right.
meant-
It failed. Go ahead and roll damage. This might save you.
Wait, really?
I just become a puppet, but just get
It's
lifted up by a
11
tentacle.
What's that?
11 radiant.
It's still alive.
Okay.
Game.
I'm gonna deal. $23 points of piercing damage to you.
Damn.
What was your dex saving
The
throw?
spiky tentacle. 12.
Okay. It reels up and it attacks in a way to hit the back of your neck. And it's latched onto the back of your neck. I need you to give me a I'd say an intelligence saving throw.
Yes. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Wait. No. Kieran, do you have something to bless me? No. 13.
13?
Yeah. I'm rolling doo-doo today. 5 initiative, which was a crit fail.
Ooh. Alright.
And I rolled a 2.
So, Huron, you would see Sarathil's eyes go completely bright green, like a bright green light, and he's lifted off of the ground, held by the tentacle in the same way that you saw the mind flare held.
Mhm.
And you just hear it once again say your name in Sarathil's voice,
Huron.
just like that.
Nice.
That's the end of his turn.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Huron, will point his staff at it all like menacingly, because he's a menace to society. And go, what are you, creature? Let my friend go.
Do you leave Moonbeam up?
Yeah.
All right, so on Sarathil's turn, it's going to take Sarathil's turn. At the end of the turn, you can get another intelligence saving throw.
Oh, sorry. I can still wait. Is it responding to me or?
It will if you let it live.
Oh,
You can attack it.
I'll
I'll still give you a small. I'll give you a small answer. I'll still give you a little response if you want to attack it. It's just not going to be a full conversation.
Oh, okay. Now let's go for the full conversation.
Okay.
I guess so.
Well-
I'll move the moonbeam just off.
Okay. That's
but,
what I
like,
meant to
leave it
check.
up so that
Because it's pretty certain going to die on the next
Okay.
moonbeam if it goes. Because you can even see like the flesh is like burning away in the light, and
Right.
it's sort of like even when it holds Sarathil, it kind of like collapses sometimes, and it struggles to keep him up. Mike, I'm gonna keep having you say the things. I'm gonna type them into the chat. So the question was, who are you?
What are you? Let go of my friend.
You call me your friend. Precursor.
Precursor? Precursor to what? To who?
Harbinger. Wow. Okay. Fuck me.
It was
Good.
amazing. It was
Good.
so good.
But I looked away and looked back, and just the white of your eyes were there. I apologize. Go back. I'm ready for it now. Precursor to the Harbinger. So are you the originals from Passery?
We come from beyond Carcery.
Beyond. What can be beyond the edge of the plains?
Anything.
Mike, give me another intelligence saving throw.
Come on.
Yeah.
Still stinky, but 19.
Okay. So you make a save. What's your intelligence?
20.
Not anymore.
Oh no.
No, your brain is you're smart enough. but you are going to take 4 points of psychic damage and 9 points of piercing damage as you come out of the trance, and you can actively feel this tentacle is trying to burrow through your skull to eat your brain.
Okay. I kind of like still
Excruciating pain.
eyes wide. I imagine that all of a sudden I'm just like, I'll maybe like just double hand like grab onto the back of the tentacle and just vampiric touch it.
Absolutely.
It's a roll to hit. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. How do you want to kill this thing? Because pretty sure you can.
7.
7? Is that
Yeah.
the damage?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Is it that? Yes.
Pretty close, but Kieran, you can very easily drop that moonbeam on.
Yeah, seeing Sarathil start to struggle, he'll immediately bring the moonbeam back.
Yeah, even with a successful roll, you would still kill it. So you see that necromantic energy shoots through what's left of the tentacle as the moonbeam rips it apart, as radiance and necromancy come together and obliterate this thing. And you look, and it kind of like both the radiance and the necromantic magic all kind of like shoot down into the roots of this thing, and you can see like the brain matter beneath just sort of dissolve into a soup of sorts. It is dead.
Okay. Kieran goes to check on Sarathil. Are you all right? What happened? Did
Drop. What was like my experience of it? Was I just like, did I white out or black out after it stabbing the neck?
Your experience while it was controlling you would have been a small melding of your mind with the hive mind of the mind flayers, and you would be able to feel kind of like the overwhelming presence of them here, and a singular, it's not hatred, it's a deep frustration that they feel towards Kieran. And you would feel that whatever was controlling you is deep somewhere, and is not whatever this was kind of like a hub, not the creature itself. It's where that kind of divination magic was fueling it, conjuration and whatnot.
So kind of like come out of it, kind of like swipe it at the back of his neck. You just got mind eaten.
Yeah, the back of your neck would definitely have like a very clear, like, it's not like it penetrated through your skull, but there's a distinct circular open gashy wound in the back of your neck where something was just basically like teeth, like a leech was like drilling into the back of your head.
Right. We should get moving. We should just get moving as soon as we can.
Of course, though I think we should also need to rest. We'll at least leave this area.
Yeah, we just get out of here for now.
So Kieran will help Sarathil to his feet.
Because they all know what we've done.
The mind flayers.
All of them. Whatever. The hive of them. I don't know how to explain it, but their consciousness.
Well, Callisto did say if one had seen us, they'd all see. Makes sense. No matter what we do, the rest will be aware of it. Makes fighting them that much more challenging. Come, let's join the others and find a safe place to rest.
Yeah, and you would go back down the hall to find the rest of your party just dealing these last blows to these husks, just daggers to faces, gunshots to faces, claws to faces, magma hammers to faces, and they are covered in coolant and goop. And it's been a difficult task because there's now kind of like the ground is littered with the husks as they fall apart when they die.
I hope yours was less messy than this.
We need to get moving.
More informative, to be sure. We
We have to move right now. Can we sit for a minute?
This is not going to get out of my fur. God
Are
damn
those
it.
two dwarves still off with us?
Yes, you would see Stronach is walking up to you right now. There's three dwarves and one stone automaton. And Stronach does walk up and she starts to talk in broken common. We have a place to rest, hide. If is not been found, but the owner of the hideout is a very stealthy creature. Will help us.
Responding back in Dwarvish, it's like, hospitality is appreciated. We need to get moving, so anywhere better than here, or anywhere is better than here for now.
And she'll respond in Dwarvish. It's a bit far, but you can walk. We can get there quickly.
We'll have each other's backs.
She nods, and she barks a few things to the other dwarves in Dwarvish and begin to lead you onward. You see Crag, their automaton, stays in the back with Noldo. And they seem to just be like you just hear like the sound of rocks crackling against each other. It seems like they're talking in rock, maybe. But they are back there, and you just occasionally see Naldo nod really vigorously to Crag, who then looks up and nods very vigorously.
Alright knows primordial, Sean.
So do
Yeah.
I.
That's true. That's true, actually. That's right, Shannon. You can Scarlet can have secret conversations with Naldo.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna talk
Would it be
about all of you people.
Dang, out of jealousness, would it be offensive if Sarathil picked up two rocks and just banged them together?
Very offensive.
I mean, I don't see any other way to make those noises.
Okay. So, they lead you through.
Hembo, are you carrying me?
Lundy's carrying me.
I guess, I mean, do you want to wear my boots so you don't have to walk?
It's fine.
Here, try them on. You might like them.
They smell like wet dog.
No, thank you.
Okay, suit yourself.
You see,
I
Naldo does kind of offer an arm to you, Carla.
To just like support or like he'll
No,
carry
no,
me?
no, to climb up onto his shoulder.
100%.
It's definitely an awkward position. It's kind of like it was perfect for Wiswick, but for you, you're like
Can I like drape myself like scarf like?
basically. Yeah. I imagine you're kind of like over his big neck, but
Yeah.
yeah. But Stronach and her rangers lead you through. They take you past the chamber that you found them in, and through kind of a passageway that leads to more of these kind of magma crags that you kind of need to do, like, because you have them with you, they kind of like lead you to exactly where to step to not be in danger. It's for all intents and purposes like a swamp, but instead of water, it's magma. So there are these rock heads that make up swamp cap like islands that you need to leap to and fro from. Every now and then you would see something kind of slither through the lava. Scarlet, you might look over and see kind of like magmic scales that look like it might be a creature akin to Lily swimming through the magma. And you can kind of look into your left because they're keeping you close to like the walls of the cavern. But to the left, you can see more Duergar ruins, and you can see there's this large, somewhat crumbled statue where you can see it's probably like 100 feet tall of a Duergar. You can see one of the legs has collapsed, and the statue is kind of curved and hit into the side of the cavern. So kind of like half the head is crushed into the cavern. But you can see kind of like the lava flows from a cavern beneath that.
Pointing to the statue, Kieran Astronic and environment. Who is that?
You're coming in a little quiet, but I did hear
sorry. Kieran, saying an undercomment to Stronic, points to the statue and goes, Who is that?
She would say that it is. That is the Gloam Lord before Garlemagne's father. Galmer.
Falmer?
Galmer.
Galmer.
The Falmer.
You say Garlemagne's?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
Thank you.
It's Clayton's naming.
Did you say Falcor?
No. Galmer.
Okay.
Would have been a lot cooler if you did.
Yeah.
I was like, where's Atreyu?
He built most of these ruins, and they were much more glorious fortress under here. But after he died, the Underdark became a much more dangerous place. Not too far now. It's pretty late. You all you've been hiking through the Underdark for approaching 10 hours at this point.
Yeah, you could definitely see the wear and tear on Talray and Mundi. Like at some point he like stopped walking, like riding Mundi, just because he saw like it was a lot of strain on his companion. But both of them are looking pretty roughed up, and every once in a while, he has to like pick himself up by like he bends over and like stops himself from falling with his wings into like magma or something like that, but like tries to like grit his teeth and get back up.
Yeah.
I'm 100% dozing.
Yeah, I'm gonna need everyone actually to give me a con saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Exhaustion.
IRP too good.
Natural 20.
Oh my god, what are my rolls tonight?
Oh, I'm fucked.
8.
Anyone who gets less than 10 has 1 point of exhaustion.
Fuck. I got a 9.
Oh.
So it's actually like shockingly long that you're moving through magma fields to the point when maybe everyone except Scarlet is like sweating profusely, especially those of you who have heavy layers of armor and robes on.
I fell asleep. It's so cozy.
Was he comfy?
As you get to a certain point, you see one of Stronic's rangers kind of goes ahead from you all. It's kind of like a bend around where there's this vast kind of pillar up to the ceiling, and the swamp caps are growing less frequent. So Stronic's ranger is probably going ahead to make sure that there is a clear enough path. So you're all kind of like cramped together on this one magma cap right now. As there's just sort of this quiet, just sort of as there's just these large bubbles of magma spewing out as gas is leaked from the earth.
That was a nice sound effect.
Thanks. You get a little bit of mother's whiff.
Ooh, of course. Nobody light a match. Yeah, during this time, I mean, it's perfect that I'm getting exhausted, but feeling just like my mind get overtaken. Sarathil's just kind of like softly muttering to himself, just like trivial things about his life, who's like his identity is. It's like Sarathil, born in the year 2136 in Golden Empire, raised by my mother. Just like, cause like he just feels like so violated.
Yeah.
He got mind raped, and he's not enjoying it.
Yeah, it's definitely an unpleasant experience, and coming out of it, it's definitely something that would be traumatizing, especially for someone who's so in control of their mind day to day.
Yeah.
But it's taking quite a while for Stronic's Ranger to return. And a few moments pass. But then kind of see coming around the corner, hopping from cap to cap, you do see Stronic's Ranger. But they're much more, they seem like they're being a lot more careful. They have a bit of a nervous face on as they come across. And they leap onto the cap across from where you all are. And they're just sort of like... Stronic, you would be able to understand this, Huron, as they're talking about common. Stronic is it's the Earth Belcher. Earth Belcher's here. We need to be very careful. Around the corner, it's sleeping right now. And don't know about them. They kind of forgot that you speak Undercommon. They might get us killed. And Stronic kind of looks to you, Curon, knowing that you understand exactly what he's saying, and with kind of like a... speaking in common to you all. There is a danger ahead. Need to be very careful as we cross. Caps are further apart, and there is a bit of a earthworm ahead.
Sean, have I ever heard of an earthworm? Like, I know my specialty's dragons and all, but kind of similar, maybe?
Give me a nature check.
Only when it rains.
Ooh, I'm not really good at nature checks. I got a 15.
These are, you have heard of these, but very loosely. You've heard about them through kind of like connections with ditch towns you've gone to, where you've talked and maybe bartered with some deep gnomes.
Sorry, if it's a fiend or a dragon, I get advantage.
It is a dragon, so you do get advantage.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm gonna roll one more.
Ooh.
All right, we're sticking with the 15.
Okay. So basically they are, they're wyrms. They're dragonkin, but they're wyrms. They have no legs or arms. They just have 2 sets of wings, and then a long slithering body and a typical dragon head. The one thing about them, though, is that they are, they essentially, when they move through magma, or any kind of melted rock, one, it heals them, and two, they take on the inorganic matter and turn it organic. And essentially, if they sleep in a pool of magma, when they wake up, they'll be like 10 to 15% bigger than they were when they went to sleep in it. And they get so clustered with rock and obsidian onto their bodies that if they've been alive for 20 years, they are blind, essentially, because the rocks have grown over their eyes. And they entirely sense through tremor sense. They can get incredibly large. There's been stories of them getting trapped in caverns because they fell asleep for too long, and the magma grew. They grew so large that they just were stuck in the cavern, and they've caused earthquakes because of that.
Do they ever get heart problems if they grow too big?
Oh yeah, for sure. But they always have kind of like a core, like the original magma drake inside of all the rock. So sometimes they will try to peel off the layers of rock to get back down to a smaller size. Because their actual core is incredibly cold, actually. Despite being kind of like people assuming a fire creature, they are a cold creature, actually. It's how they can survive within the rock.
They cool the magma.
Exactly. They are very big, and even if it didn't see you and it just moved the wrong way, it'll cause a big old drift of magma to wave up on you. But yeah, we need to be very careful. These things sense us through the ground, and they kind of, you see Strana kind of like she doesn't know the word vibration, so you see her just patting the rocks. Cool.
You know, companion there, Karen was motioning back to Wizwit, had a special magic item just for these kind of situations. As well, friend Kaze here has a very fancy pair of boots, and I have about 4 minutes worth of flying. I don't remember the size of Wiswick's magic carpet, but Clay, do you remember how big it was?
Sure, I could pull it up. I think it's big enough for 2 people.
Okay.
Let's take a quick look.
Few trips.
I think it was 4 by 6 feet.
4 by 6, yes.
Yeah, so it can carry up to 400 pounds.
800 pounds.
And, that's the 6 by 9 foot.
I'm looking at 4 by 6. Flying speed of 60 feet can carry up to 800 pounds, but its flying speed is 30 feet when carrying over 400 pounds.
That's, yeah.
So that's pretty much the plan.
Yep.
But like a 4 by 6 is pretty big. I mean, you could fit 3 people on there, I guess. But I don't
People
know.
could stand on
hugging
it.
each other.
Yeah, if you're all clutched together.
Is there a
standing
weight
on it.
limit on the boots?
I don't think so.
No, the boots is just literally casting this levitation spell essentially on yourself.
I could. Talray looks at everybody and says, Mundy's not looking too good, but he might be able to carry one of them small ones. And he points to, like, one of the dwarves.
Oh, that's right, and you can fly too, right, Talray?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Levitate can hold up to 500. Okay, so who's going on the carpet? Who's going on Mundy? Who's going on, I guess, Kaze, who's back?
I didn't want to
I was gonna
carry
say,
anyone,
I mean,
but I could.
when
Mundy
we s-
hisses at anybody who tries to, like, get on his back. So he's just, like, not gonna let anybody.
when we see the area, I think we'll have a better idea if Kieran can Steps of the Brave or whatever it's called now, cross, but Steps of Night, yeah. Oh no, I have 5 minutes of.
Steps of the Brave is probably going, or Steps of the Night is probably going to be difficult given the light emanating from the magma.
Right. Yes. Good point.
I'll roll onto the carpet from Noldo's back. If he just levels it, I'll just flop onto the carpet.
Naldo would look to you all and say, I can carry one person through the walls of the stone.
Take Wiswick.
You see Naldo kind of like immediately you see he like jumps to the wall of the cavern, and you can see his hands meld with it immediately. And you see he just starts to move very slowly across.
So I think Sarathil, Curon, and Scarlet can all ride on the carpet, right? It'll go slower, but
Yeah, I mean,
We all equal 400 pounds altogether? I mean, with all our shit, probably.
yeah, I'd imagine with the stuff you have on you also.
I mean, Curon just alone carrying 146 and a plus,
Shit.
his weight.
Yeah, Scarlet's got 185. Okay, never mind.
I mean, if need be, Curon's like, well, we can throw things in the bag of holding.
Yeah, Sarathil, you could jump on my back. Just, it's a bit icky. Just,
Oh, yeah, you're still covered in husky guts.
Husky guts.
Okay.
it's up to you. I don't.
Sarathil, he's talking to you.
Yes.
Do you
Sarah
okay?
feels like still
We-
exhausted. Oh, I'm sorry. Please. Again.
Yeah. You can either jump on the carpet or you can jump on my back. Whichever you prefer.
I don't. I'll just go on the carpet. I don't think I have the strength to just hold on to you. I appreciate it though.
Could you imagine that you're just like floating across and Sarathil just like slides off of you into the right into the magma.
Yeah.
Character death.
Yep. It's fall right into the lava. No saving throws needed.
Sean,
mhm.
I want to be clear that like Talray's probably gonna take point on this one. Like he's
Okay.
not really gonna ask anybody, but he's gonna probably head in first, and he's gonna try using all of his survival abilities to, either track where this creature is or
Mhm.
what type of, like just try to learn more about the dragon and how he might, navigate this whole pathway safely with his, entourage in tow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like his, wheelhouse. So he's like taking it very seriously at this point.
Okay. Excellent. Can you give me a survival check?
Absolutely, and I have advantage when dealing with dragons.
The little dwarfies don't have a way across, do they? I could bring back the carpet, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, they would. It would probably be the safest thing would be to bring back the carpet because they've moved through here before and they could probably make it across just with their own devices, but it would be a risk to let them cross without magically aiding them.
But does anybody know the magic word that Wiswick made to activate the carpet?
Oh, I think Timber might.
A whole new world?
Timber might.
I can show you the world.
I imagine Timber would.
Timber.
Nah, I imagine it's some made up word like bugga bugga jing jong or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
um, so I guess that's a good point. What's the marching order on this as you cross over? 'Cause the three of you are on the carpet, so you'll all be together as one. Talray is first.
I think carpet would be after that.
Okay, carpet, and then Timber right behind carpet.
Timber would be making sure nobody falls off the carpet. Yeah.
That's probably a good bet. Timber's on spotting.
Yeah.
I got a dirty 20 on survival.
Excellent. All right, so Talray, you would turn this corner, and the cavern expands quite a bit as you pass through kind of this archway, this smaller archway that you've been waiting at, and you begin to head in the direction that you were told to head in. And at first, you don't really notice anything because everything kind of just looks like rock and magma until there's a quiver across the magma, and you can all kind of look down and see the magma kind of like undulates a bit. And you can see kind of like some of it that just like splashes up onto some of these caps, and it just sort of as you then kind of like look over, and you would see just like what at first just looked like rock and magma flow. You just see an arm or a wing just kind of and these like two little claws at the joint of the wing grab onto kind of like ceiling, and this thing slowly like drags itself out of the rock, and you can just sort of like hear its claws scrape against the rock, and you can see like rocks start falling and splashing up as magma shoots up into the air. All of you flying high enough to avoid any of this danger, thankfully, as it is sinking some of these magma caps. And you can kind of see the head turns around, and you can see it's caked with this like rock, and every now and then just like magmic flow is coming out of it. And you can see it's kind of all grown over where it probably would have been eyes. There's just this large the neck is kind of like bulbous in the way like a whale's throat is. And there's just, it looks more like a whale with wings covered in rock than it looks like a dragon you've seen before, with just sort of this small top to the basin that is the whale mouth that just sort of, and you can see it just sort of like immediately dips its entire mouth into the magma and just drinks up a massive steaming pile of magma. And as the entire time it's doing anything, any slight movement, you can see just sort of all of this magma flow that you would have had to deal with if you were walking on the ground. But because you're flying, you're safe. Maybe a little tiny scorch mark on the corner of the magic carpet, but generally speaking, you're getting over safely. And you can see now where the magma flow ends, and there's some splits in the cavern where you can land safely.
Okay, yeah. I stay stationary in a defensive position, maybe like with like to my side to the creature, and just start waving people along the right path. Like air traffic controller almost.
Hell yeah. The only folks who had to do any kind of stealth was Noldo, as they were moving the rock, and thankfully they rolled well.
As a precaution, Sean, I don't know how you want to calculate this in, but if anybody like fails or whatever, I have thaumaturgy that can cause harmless tremors in the ground in like certain directions. So like if I notice that it's like attention is getting towards anybody, I'll like make a tremor at a further distance in an opposite direction.
Well, the great thing is that none of you need to make any rolls because you're all flying. That would have been useful if Noldo failed their roll.
Okay,
thankfully,
good.
they have that advantage moving rock. Their stealthy stealth. They rolled a 17 and a 1. But you all safely get to the other side, and I imagine like you move pretty quickly into a safer hiding spot. And Timber, you can go back and get the dwarves if you'd like. Dwarves are pretty dense, but they can They can get across. You see, they actually leave behind Crag. They don't want to take him, and you see Stronic gives Crag some orders, and you can see the automaton just like turns around and walks right back to where you all came from. But once you arrive at this safer area, you can notice immediately every step you take becomes cooler and cooler and cooler until it's much more comfortable, to the point where you're almost a little cold. But it takes a couple more hours to get to your destination. So I'm gonna need one more on saving throw.
I'd like to climb back on Naldo's. That give me advantage. Actually, I already have advantage because I have Soul Trinket, but I got back on my ride.
Yeah, I'd say I'd probably be back on my ride because Mundy can't really get exhaustion, or if he can, I could just dismiss him and bring him back. So even though he's hurting, I'm hurting more. So I don't know if that makes me have to roll, but
You all have to roll, but Mundy doesn't have to roll.
okay, fine enough. I have disadvantage because I have 1 point of exhaustion, right?
No, that only gives disadvantage in skill checks, not saving throws.
Okay, good.
Ooh.
All right, 15. I think I'm okay.
Did anyone get less than an 11?
Huron's tired.
No.
Heck was that? Oh my gosh.
Sleepy boy.
Sorry, I hit my elbow on my desk.
I imagine
Okay.
at this point,
Oh
Huron's
wait,
just like,
I got a 6.
Oh, okay.
The magic people are tired.
the old men are just in the
My rolls were so bad. Literally, I don't think I haven't rolled higher than a 10 today.
Happens to
imagine.
the best of us.
Yeah, these two geezers are.
If only our DM would let us roll real dice.
Yeah, TM.
Oh God, they're unionizing. But no, you move through, and you can see like the caves you're moving through right now. Like it's not as like it was before, where you're going down like a straight cavern. Stronic is leading you, and every now and then she'll like dart to the left and lead you into a secondary cavern and move around where you can tell she's like avoiding other dangerous spots. Like you can see, like you go through like one side cavern, you can see through the rocks, through the stalagmite meeting areas. You can see like dangerous creatures in there. You can see a cloaker comes like dropping down and swooping through. But eventually, you come to an underwater lake area, where you can see several. You can see there's one central island in the lake, kind of like mezzanine style, like cliffs on the edge where you can walk on. And it's a bit pretty. You're at like a point where you could walk into the water, but on the actual edges, it's pretty steep.
Are there bodies in the water?
I don't know. Do you want to look?
No, I'm making a Harry Potter.
I know.
Okay.
But I'm...
No, I'm sleepy.
You would see Stronic at this point. She pulls out a little. Device that has a gem inlaid at the top. You can see, similar to how you activate your magma hammer now, you see she traces runes on it. You see the top of it kind of ignites, kind of like a flare, with a blue light. And you can see she just sort of like holds it up in the air as you're all kind of like waiting there.
So, you come here often? Or?
You see, you're like looking at like one of the dwarves, and you can see he has like this his face is, he's been in so many fights with bludgeoning weapons that his face is just so almost like the whole face is just scar tissue and knots, and the eyes are very small, but you can still see them because they glow that amber color. He's got all this like, he's the hairiest man you've ever seen besides Timber, covered in this deep black greasy hair, and he just kind of goes, "Hey."
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Is this the place? Are we safe here?
We'll be safe in a moment. And you would see, at first you would see a little light in the water, as something is swimming up to you all. And it gets probably about the size of between a dwarf and a gnome. And then you see it's a bioluminescent kind of black light color, green. And then you can see a little head pops out of the water. It looks like a frog's head. As you see, kind of like dips the head up just at the mouth line, and you can see a tongue just go onto the eye, clean the eye.
Ew.
And you see it just sort of slowly stands up straight and walks out of the water like a humanoid on two legs. As you can see, it's kind of like wiping water off of itself. It's wearing like this salt encrusted like clothes all over it, and you can see it pulls out of a really tightly held bag. It pulls out this hat, and it just sort of it's just throwing the water, getting the water off, and then like fits it on tightly. It's kind of reminds you of Wiswig's hat a little bit, but deeply damaged and soggy. And he picks up this like driftwood staff out of the water and kind of just comes over to Stronach and gives a four-fingered slap onto her armor, where you can see the large tree frog-like thumbs get stuck to it, pulls it away, and then looks to all of you and he just goes, "Greetings, you friends of Stronach's."
Greetings, little one. Yes, we are. Joined with her and hers, and trying to stop the Mind Flayer menace besieges the Underdark. And who might you be?
Grog.
Greg.
Grog.
Greg. Greg.
Greg.
A pleasure. We are collectively the Wayward Five. I'm Kieran. It's nice to meet you.
He looks to Stronach and he slaps her armor with the stick. You hear that pinging sound, and it's like uncomfortable as it echoes through as you've been sneaking around. And he's just this grung. This grung has no self-preservation instincts, it seems. As it just sort of like walks around her, keeps hitting her armor, and just is saying to her in Undercommon, you can understand it, Kieran, obviously. "There was only supposed to be the three of you again. This is too many. This is too many for my hollow to protect them. You sure?"
Butting in, Kieran will go, I apologize. I didn't realize we wouldn't have been welcome here. We don't mean to intrude. We just needed a safe space to rest. If there's not room, we can manage other accommodations, I'm sure.
You didn't tell me they spoke Undercommon before. Strong just like, "Greg, it's just folks. They helped save us. If it weren't for them, there'd be mind flayers on your porch."
Not knowing what they're saying, but kind of getting the idea of what's going on, Talray tosses a good berry at Greg.
Catches it with his tongue.
Just to be clear, I'm not with them. They said Wayward Five. I'm just a straggler.
Do you have more of those berries?
Hell yeah.
He looks to the Strong. You can stay in the hollow. The rest of you can stay outside if you want. But if there's any sign of trouble, we're not coming out to help you. Don't you dare bring it into my hollow.
We would never dare to.
All right.
I hand Huron a few more berries, for everybody else, and just say, "See you later, buddy," and I give him a wink, and I go with Greg, or I just stand behind him.
You see,
Thanks.
Greg turns and holds out this piece of driftwood, and he holds it up, and you can see these blue lights kind of shimmer through the cracks in the driftwood, as you can see rising up out of the water are these three what they basically look like are tortoises, but you can see their shells are kind of like they're like kind of look like glass, and you can see all of the internal organs of the turtle. They're this kind of give off this real pale, almost moon-like light as they come up out of the water. And Grung just kind of steps onto the one in the middle. Says, "I'll at least bring you across the lake. But if you see any movement, it might be cave dragons, so don't make any noises. I'm gonna go ahead. You don't follow until I'm a good 50 feet ahead of you. I don't want any danger. I don't want any trouble." Strong's like, "Okay, Greg." She looks to you all. "I am sorry for his attitude. Old Greg is a bit of a bastard.
Old Greg?
He's been here for many years."
Would you say he's old Greg?
Has he ever seen Great British Bake Off?
Yeah.
I've never heard him say it that way, but he does drink a coffee liqueur out of a shoe.
Just to be safe, what did I hear the whole bit about cave dragons?
Yes, he said that in common.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw Primeval Awareness down right now, just to get a general sense of if there's any scary bad guys within 6 miles.
Within 6 miles, so yeah. That the whole 6 mile thing for Primeval Awareness is it's kind of like, yeah, there's probably something bad within 6 miles of you, but you don't get any sense that there's anything within this lake cave though. There's certainly like you can get the sense of creatures that are beyond, but they're far away and they're not necessarily a threat, right?
Okay, very good.
But yeah, you're led across. You're brought to the island in the middle, where once you're there, you can see that the island, what looked like just sort of like a hump of an island, is actually now up close is a Greg made structure, made up of like mud that's been brought up over the water and dried, and different driftwood and some rocks to create a bit of a man-made island that has a hollow, kind of a little bunker in it. There's a very small beach, basically, of mud, and you see Greg kind of hops off of the turtle. He kind of just smacks the shell once or twice with his staff, and it kind of like when it hits the turtle, it kind of has like a soft bell sound off of the glass shell. And he goes, "All right, get out of here. All right." Kind of you see he's looking at the like patch of 5x5 sand that makes up the beach. And you see he just hits the staff down a few times, and you can see like kind of like this slurry of mud kind of comes up out of the water all around him, and slowly you see his hands, he's just like grabbing mud out of the air that's floating around him and just slapping it down, and then occasionally bringing his staff up, and you can see the island kind of reforms to create a larger area for you all to sleep outside of his house. And he's like, Mhm.
Real quick, how large is?
How large is the cavern?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably looking out from this island at the center point of the lake. You can see the cavern has kind of um, sort of a diamond shape to it, where it's longer, it's deeper on the left and right of the island than on the in front of you and behind you. So it looks almost like uh, the ends of those islands you can't really see. They probably either end or go off to where this lake is fed by some underwater ravine. Um, Across from this, forward, you can see another beachhead on the other side. That is likely where you're going to head next
And like,
after
how
you rest.
high is the ceiling?
Oh, it's pretty high. The ceiling is probably 200 feet high, and it tightens up to the top like a point.
Cool.
And the ceiling, you can definitely see different crags and openings where said cave dragons might crawl out of. But as far as you all can tell at this point, it's a safe haven. You actually feel once you step onto, if any of you step onto the island and go, beyond the 10-foot by 10-foot square he's created for you, the island does have this sort of like, you do feel like you're stepping into a bubble when you step on the island. Like it feels like there's a membrane you're going through. But yeah, not Grung. He is a Grung. Greg looks to looks to Talray and the dwarves and says, "All right, come on inside. Come on inside. I've got some food for you. Have you got more of those berries?"
Of course. Lovely accommodation, sir.
Oh, it's pretty nice, I might say. I do say, pretty nice, pretty safe, at least in the house. All right, come on in. The rest of you stay out. Private affair inside. Private party. Just got
Uh,
berries.
and if I can do so, as we all go inside, I use thaumaturgy to close the door behind us.
Kieran, can you put up your hut?
I was gonna do something a lot cooler, but I just realized the casting time is an hour, so maybe I'll just do that.
Whatever, I just need somewhere to lie down.
You know what?
I can just lie down
It's
on
for
the ground
flavor's
here.
sake that I'm doing this.
Absolutely. I
Oh,
love it.
after doing 2 points of exhaustion, it's just gonna kind of like roll off the carpet and just collapse.
Yeah, I'll collapse down next to you.
So Kieran's gonna take an hour to cast Temple of the Gods down here.
Ooh.
Just because I really, really want to.
Hoo hoo hoo.
What are you doing? Some missionary work for the Underdark?
Hmm.
Have you heard about
Yeah.
our Lord and Savior Ilyuvania?
Her magics can bless even those down here. And the biggest things that are gonna come up here is that one, no divination spells can be used on us when we're inside the temple.
Oh, that's good.
And I guess I'll choose. I don't know. Fiends. I would choose undead, but I think that would then make Sarathil ineligible to get inside the temple, and that doesn't right.
I'm not undead. Wait, yes, I am. What am I saying?
Yes, you are.
So wait, if I used
Turn
turn undead, does that work on him?
I think it technically would, because I think you literally are considered an undead creature.
I am reborn, sir.
Get the terminology.
So we'll just say, I don't know, fiends for the type that has to make a check to enter.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any other features of it?
Not really. It's basically just cancels divination and that. And then I guess when you are healed inside of it, you get an additional hit point based on the wisdom score of the caster.
What what does this temple look like? This is what you really wanted to do.
Yeah, this is all
Yeah.
important.
As you saw this shitty little grung flex a little bit of weird magic to shape Earth,
Yeah.
basically, and you're like, all right, this is time for a real temple.
So Curon casts what most of you would recognize as like a traditional. You'd think it's just a tiny hut, but it does look a little more intense as he's casting it. His staff upright in the center of the ritual circle, and after an hour, in the space above the water, in front of us, you would see this large sphere appear. Very it looks like a moon. It's a moon. It's a moon. A large moon appears, floating just above the surface of the water. We'll do the max 120 feet by 120 feet size, and it's totally smooth with just like minor craters on it, except for one door just below the midline, and it's not even a door; it's just an arched opening. And you know, the moon kind of just leaks off this shadowy purple smoke, as at first look it looks like there's no way to get in. And as Curon rouses the others and goes, "Come on, I've made us a little safer place to stay. I don't quite know what this Greg character... No, you two, come on." And he nudges Scarlet and Sarathil. "It's just a moment more and we'll be done."
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes inside the Temple of Iluvania.
Yeah, no, you're right. As Sarathil slowly just creak himself up, you just hear like the cracking of bones as he puts himself up and just shuffles into the temple.
Out of the mud.
But there's no way up as you look.
Oh.
How the fuck are we supposed to get in there?
You can't. It's just like this. And he takes a step up, and it looks like he's doing steps of the night, but instead you just see this ethereal like platform of like jagged crystal appear, like a perfectly flat. And he takes another step, and the other one appears beneath his foot. And they're like wide enough; they're like 10 foot wide as they appear, slightly staggered. And he starts walking up as the staircase that's just levitating appears. And he brings the 3 of you up into the temple. You know,
Shannon is very impressed with how this looks, but Scarlet takes one look at the stairs and goes, "Stairs," and then starts going up.
You know, he brings them all the way up, and he's like, "It's not much further now. It'll be worth it. Trust me. No bad dreams, no scrying eyes, just peace for one night here."
You promise?
I swear. On my dead goddess's life. Wait. And as you enter the temple, it's dim light inside with just these floating, you know, twilight sparkles. The cavern, or the ceiling, excuse me, just looks like the night sky. You can't even tell, except for the lack of moons or any kind of celestial bodies. It's just stars shining. And it's just like a blanket of purple fog covers the floor. And on the other end is just one statue of Iluvania, similar to the one that he had created in the garden at the Wayward Manor, but it actually looks really good. And it's probably like double the height. And there'll be like little alcoves along the side with basic like bed type things. You know, it's just a hardish kind of slab, but you know, you can just throw a bedroll down and it's just as comfy as the ground.
Your magic never ceases to amaze me.
It's not mine, it's just borrowed by the Crescent Heart.
Both of your magic never ceases to amaze me. Just take the compliment.
Thank you. We'll be safe, like I said, from any scrying. Rest now, and in the morning, we'll continue on our way.
Awesome. All right. Well, you all can take your long rests now.
During my long rest, I want to try and regale this Greg the Grung with a story of the great sea dragon Dwaslet. How do I pronounce it, Sean?
Duasli.
Yeah, I curve a tail to like the sound of my musical instrument, and basically it's a story about a massive, vast creature that only lives in the deepest, darkest oceans, and there are mysteries about what it eats. And but I have seen it, for I have gone to a small, remote island in the middle of the ocean where there grows humongous flies, insectoid creatures that are merely passive but massive in size. And this dragon, well, I mean this creature, reveals itself only to eat the most delectable monstrous flies, and it's actually a giant frog that lives in the ocean.
Just as much of a bullshitter as Wiswick was.
Oh, when it comes to dragons, absolutely.
Frogs in the ocean. What's the ocean?
I explain it via song. Well,
It can't be bigger than my lake.
oh, it's much bigger.
It's impossible. This is the biggest lake in the Underdark.
Well, imagine if the Underdark was completely filled with water. That's the ocean.
Completely filled. What?
I see I'm getting nowhere with this. Oh, it's just a fun story. Don't worry your little head about it.
You see, he just licks one of the eyes. The eyes definitely look in the wrong directions. And you see he's like lit a fire in here that's like blue. Like he's clearly got some druidic magic to him. He's like, I'm beginning to not like you as much as when you were just giving me berries.
I give him more berries, and then I use some druidic magic of my own to make some like lily pads or something grow out, or something he
Okay.
could eat.
Lily pads. Have you
Yeah,
met a frog? You don't eat lily pads.
yeah, but they bring something to the decorum, don't they?
I could make my own lily pads if I wanted lily pads. It's fine. You can stay the night. You see Stronic is just like, not like mine here. Nothing will hurt you while you're in my hut. And you see he goes and steps, and you can see he kind of like looks out the window. He's like, hey! The fuck is that? Who put this shit here?
No idea.
Stronic, I swear to the natures, if that thing is not gone in the morning, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, and you're never allowed on my island again. You have good luck crossing this lake ever again. You'll never make it out of there. She's like, Greg, do you know what a mind flayer is? Do you know how much danger you're in if we don't stop them? I don't give a shit about mind flayers. Just give a shit about my lake. Making sure it's pristine. There's garbage left by freaking venturers. Just clean it up in the morning before you leave. I'm going to sleep. You better not make any noise. Be quiet. Why is that lake out there? Don't go out on the beach. Points at Talray. You're out there, you're gonna get caught. You don't want to get caught. Don't go out on the beach. Go on the beach.
No problem.
You're gonna get caught.
You don't have to tell me twice.
All right. You see, Greg very grumpily just goes over, and you see he grabs a boot off of a kitchen counter, filled with coffee liqueur, and goes and sips it in his. And you see he goes through some like kelp curtains basically into the next room to go to sleep. And Stronic just looks at you. All right, we'll get some rest. And her rangers roll out their beds and go to sleep.
All right, I do the same then.
Okay. All right, so everyone, I imagine, gets their nice long rest. At any point, anyone were to wake in the night and look outside, there are these scintillating violet bubbles that come out of the holes in the caves, and they just sort of float down, and they look really beautiful and harmless until you see kind of like a creature is like crawling on the rock, and one of the bubbles kind of like floats to the rock, and the creature gets stuck in the bubble, and it kind of bounces off, and it just floats, and the creature is in there, and it's just like this little lizard, and it's just like, and then you see like as it's going slowly. At first, nothing's happening. It's just like a lizard stuck in a bubble. You can see its hands are like pushing against the edges of the bubble, and then slowly you see some like little lights appear inside. They all over the lizard, and then it just sort of dissipates entirely. Bubbles. It just like bounces against anything, looking for anything to eat, before floating back up into the holes in the. But you guys didn't sleep outside, and you had cover. You would have had cover anyway, so no danger there. But you all kind of wake at random times, uncertain about exactly what time it really is. Sarathil, how many points of exhaustion do you have?
I had 2.
So if you rest for the full night, I'll say you can get rid of both of them because you technically only need 4 hours to rest.
I'm planning on just crashing hard.
Yeah. All right, so you all rest. And you awake in what might be the morning. It could be the afternoon. You're not sure. It's hard to tell. I suppose you do have a pocket watch, but that you picked up from that cave. That could tell you what time it is, eventually. But doesn't matter. You wake up in the morning and can be off to make your way towards the Gloom Gap.
5 more minutes, Curon, please.
We've got to get going. We've got to get going.
What? That does not sound like.
He's right. We have to get going. Don't want to be caught out in the open for too long. The longer we wait, the more likely the mind flayers to find the tunnels.
Right.
Exactly. We'll only have so much of an element of surprise on them. They know where we were and what we've done. But we still have to get through.
I have a spell that might help us avoid detection. I might be able to. I've seen these mind flayers a few times now, so I think that I might be able to use this ability to, sense them if they're coming near us. It only lasts about an hour, so if you think that we're going through treacherous territory, let me know, and I'll give it a go.
Oh, that reminds me. Curon's going to cast Forbiddance as a ritual in the direction that we're going, trying to also catch some of the gap.
Okay.
Waking up in the morning, definitely feeling refreshed. I guess it's we should get moving on, not linger here too long. But first, turning to Scarlet, casting this morning's mind blank on her.
Excellent.
Thank you, Sarathil.
The next leg of this journey is going to take a little while for you to get to the edge of where the Gloom Gap is. So this second day of travel, can someone roll me a d20?
On it. I've been rolling great.
I rolled. I got a
Natural
7.
20!
You,
I
Scarlet.
only needed one person to do it.
We're going with Scarlet's.
She rolled
I
first.
said it.
So.
I said it first.
Okay. Natural 20? Okay.
Yep. It's my second one of tonight. Sarathil, I'm getting all your luck.
Clearly. I rolled an 8 again.
But that was for the DM, so of course it's gonna be something bad.
Yeah. Sorry, you needed to roll a 3 to see this thing.
No. This is a not for anything like that. This is to say that this day of travel, because it is a few days travel to get to Poltrostva, this day of travel goes without issue. You just move through several layers of the Underdark. You do now feel like you are going deeper down, and the caverns are getting tighter and tighter, to the point where it's almost like they're just straight up hallways that have been carved at some point. But you have another day of travel, another night of rest. You awake for the next day, third day of travel, and someone roll me a d20.
In
Kieran
person?
will cast Forbiddance again in the
I will
direction we're
mind
going.
blank. Scarlet again.
Sean, I just want to also make it clear that difficult terrain does not slow us down due to my natural explorer feat.
That's right. That's right. So you will actually get there a little bit quicker than you would have. Who rolled the d20?
Not
I'll
I,
do it.
the madman.
I got a 7 again.
Oh, no. Should have let me do it.
Okay, Scarlet, can you roll me a 1d8?
Sure.
And Timber, can you roll me a 1d12?
5.
5? Okay.
Five.
Hey,
Hey.
copycat.
Okay.
Hey.
You so you are moving through the Underdark. You are moving through. At a certain point, you would hear Stronach look back to each of you all and say, "Must move through this area a bit quieter. There have been known movements of drow in this area. And not the friendly kind. So please be on your best stealth."
Can't guarantee that.
I'd like everyone to give me stealth checks.
Can I, before
That's
that,
what
once he
Trace-
says that, can I
Monster.
just look at him and just go?
Yes. Shadows around you all.
If he's doing that, then I'm throwing mud on myself.
To lower the DC?
If I stand still, I'm invisible.
Oh,
It's like the stupidest, most hilarious ability I have.
you mean the greatest ability of all time?
Yeah, probably.
Greatest
Woo!
ability.
Nice.
Why isn't this working? Hold on,
Timber,
sorry.
you did pass without trace, right?
Because you obey.
Yes, I'm trying to do my thing, but it's not. There it goes. Okay.
All right. What is everyone's stealth roll?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, Scarlet, did you get that without pass without a trace? That's insane.
What's
My
without a
stealth
trace?
is mine's 42.
Wait, what do I do for pass without trace? That was just
At
you.
Plus 10.
Yeah, plus 10.
What's everybody?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
All right. Sarathil, what'd you get?
17.
Oh my god. Timber, what'd you get?
24.
It's actually not that good for you.
No, it's really bad. It's a nice 4.
Scarlet.
28.
42.
28.
Kieran.
29.
Nice.
Who's Tower?
33.
All right. Okay. So you all are stealthing through this area, and it's a bit of a. For those of you who've been in the party for a while, it actually kind of weirdly reminds you of the no man's land you moved through when you were looking for Cal, in the sense of just the way that there's these ditches and drags and sharp jutting objects and like ruins of combat. Like this might just be generally an area where a lot of conflict happens, and you're darting between very tall stalagmites that stick out from the ground. And there's a point though when you all hear the sound of skittering. And Sarathil, you look down at your feet and you see there are hundreds of spiders crawling between your legs. Hundreds and hundreds of spiders crawling beneath your legs. They start to crawl up your legs. The rest of you notice these spiders, but they're kind of basically where Sarathil is. They're moving through Sarathil like a river of these kind of purple and gray and black spiders.
I should try to swat them away. Like, how many spiders are we talking about?
Thousands of spiders.
Oh my god.
Is it just on him or everybody?
Currently, they're just on him.
Okay.
Oh, so we're fine.
It's for all your shitty rolls, Sarathil.
Yeah, clearly.
Can I use Druidcraft? I'd like to use Druidcraft to try and like just blow wind and like blow some of them off of his legs.
Sure, I'll give him advantage on his con saving throw.
Oh my god, thank you.
Oh my god!
Oh, do you know?
12.
Oh,
Really?
Sarathil.
What the hell is
Sarathil,
happening
buddy,
today? Good
buddy.
jeez, yeah.
Buddy,
This is so
what is
bad.
happening? Can he roll real dice, Sean? Because the digital dice are sucking tonight.
Yeah, they're being mean.
They're so mean.
You take 18 points of piercing damage as these spiders are starting to eat you or bite into
Okay,
you.
once is there like a ledge or like a higher place? Is there higher ground?
Can I do a thing?
Yeah.
Oh wait, first answer is there higher.
The rest of you are starting to notice more spiders coming to where they're gonna start to fill up this.
How many points did you say?
They
18?
start flying.
Could
18. Yeah, 18 points of piercing damage.
Oh god.
can I immediately use my boots to levitate? Can I run over to Sarathil, or float over to Sarathil, take out my movable rod, and make like a bar?
Like a little bar for him to grab onto.
Yeah, and I try to pull him up towards it. Just gonna get him off the ground.
Absolutely, you can definitely do that.
I don't know if that's like me being that's too much. I want to do this, and then as a free action, I pick up this. But as a social action, I also do.
No.
Okay, all right,
That's
cool.
Timber does a 25 hit.
Yes, it does. Ow, hurts.
All right. Second one hits also. Third one hits also.
Oh my god.
Fourth one. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Fourth hits also. Last one misses. Oh, wait, no, what? There's one more.
Get spidered.
Ow.
All right, so 5 out of 6 crossbow bolts hit you.
Ooh! Ow! Ah! Eat!
Excuse me?
That's my leg! Ah! Ah!
Okay.
Kieran! Sorry.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you go in the air?
What did he do? How did you get hit by crossbows?
I don't know!
It's 34 points of piercing damage.
Oh! That really hurt my
I need
left
you to give me
thigh.
A Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
You poisoned idiot.
Wait, this doesn't count. That wasn't a Constitution saving throw. I guess it does. It's the same modifier. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, 13.
13 just made the save.
Oh.
So you feel that poison coursing into your body from
I'm
these
immune
arrows.
to poison.
Well, it didn't matter anyway, then. Are you immune to poison damage? Are you also immune to the condition poisoned?
I think it's both.
I think it's the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll say you feel the warm sensation in your blood, and you're like, well, that's whatever. I'll just piss that out later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Piss that out later.
Yeah. I'll just take it for now. Yeah, I could deal with that later.
Yes.
Wait. So crossbow bolts are hitting me.
Yes, and you'd be able to see now that from you can kind of see them quickly hiding behind some of these stalagmites. You can see there are 3 drow fighters.
Ow. I am gonna be verbally, like, loudly yelling at the pain of all these crossbow bolts hitting me.
They're not that far away from you. They're really only roughly like 30 feet away, but they were well hidden, and the spiders were meant to distract you.
At what point is did those go off? Like, did I get my immovable rod off? Am I floating still?
It was basically right once you got that off that happened. For all of you now, you're all completely have spiders all over the ground around you, and this is where we're gonna roll initiative.
Am I just
Wait, I
hanging
was
on the
flying.
little rock right now?
Those who are floating or flying do not have spiders on them.
No, I think it's not.
Third natural 20.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice. Yeah.
It is nice. I mean, on the fucking
Here we go.
initiative.
Initiative.
That's
Oh
not
wow.
bad.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Initiative 18.
I got initiative
Oh,
18 too. Wow.
It's my first
Yeah,
higher than 15 roll.
Yeah, let's waste our good rolls on initiative.
Yeah, on initiative.
Okay. 20 to 25.
30.
23.
28.
28?
No.
No.
Those being stupid.
You got 30, Shannon?
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20 plus 10.
You have 10 to your initiative? Oh, because you have what's
I-
it
I'm
called?
later. I'm gonna get a drink.
Alert, yeah. All right.
Wait, you gotta
15
tell us initiative.
Yeah,
What's
tell
your
us
initiative?
He got an 18.
He got an 18.
Okay,
He got an 18.
okay. All right. 15 to 20.
I got a
17.
16.
16, and what was yours, Kieran?
17.
All right. Scarlet, Ember, Sarathil, Talray. Boys go. Talray, what's your dexterity?
Plus 5.
Okay, so they're gonna go after the soldier.
You got there, big man.
Kieran, what's your
He's
dexterity?
Plus 1.
Is it 1? Is it? Wait, I had the same one. I got the same one. I got the same one.
Oh my goodness.
Product
Look at
placement.
these kids.
It's just
so-
juice. It's just juice.
Scarlet, you are up first.
Huh? Okay. What do I see?
You see?
Besides these fucking spiders.
You see spiders.
Ah! Okay, I'm going to...
You know that crossbow bolts have hit timber, so you'd have to look for the drow to find them.
Okay. All right. Well, seeing these spiders, I'm just going to be like, fuck! And I'm going to use my action to cause erupted flesh to try and burn these fuckers off.
Okay, Shannon, during... So, yes, what we're going to do actually here is, Shannon, you are now immune to the spider effect because you're covered in fire. But before we really get into the nitty-gritty of this, let's take a quick break, because I have to pee. All right, folks, we're going to be back in 5 minutes. Stick around.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye. 2.
What?
I messed up the count. Okay, God. All right, now we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in the midst of a bit of an ambush on our heroes here as a spider swarm is moving through this chamber and some drow are attempting to attack them. So Scarlet has just cast Erupted Flesh, which is keeping the spiders away from her. That's anything else, Scarlet, on your turn?
Yeah, bonus action rage.
Okay, Scarlet is raging.
Raging.
She made
Tim,
She's so weird.
Timber, you're up. Sarathil, you're on deck.
So after getting shot in the leg, imagine Timber's like levitating, shot in the leg. He's like spinning after like from the impact of the crossbows, and as he's spinning around, he sees where they came from.
Yeah, you know where they are.
And I'm gonna blink right behind them.
Nice.
Easy peasy.
And just lay into them. Just gonna try to grab them in the crossbow with left hand, just wail on them with the right hand.
Yeah, so these drow look dramatically different than the drow that you've met before, because you've only met the you've met the surface drow. And even some of the drow you've met have been from the Underdark, but these are particularly members of the cult that Wiswick often talked about. And you can see they have like this deeply pale skin, to the point where the skin's almost translucent, and you can see like the veins and blood moving underneath it, and their eyes are pitch black. No differentiation between sclera and iris, just pitch black. And this dried white hair coming down, and they look somewhat emaciated. But they are immediately shocked that you're there, and they all turn like quickly to try to shoot you again with the crossbows, but you're able to get the jump on them.
First one's a 26 to hit.
Hits.
I shall do damage for 10. 10 damage to the face. And then I attack with... Oh, God, that's awful. 16.
That just hits.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do damage. All right. That's a 13. More damage to the face.
Nice.
I'm going to make the last one a stunning strike.
Eat.
They got... What is that again? A con?
Con 16.
They just made it with a 16.
Okay. And while I'm punching him in the face, I'm like, what the fuck?
So you all hear Timber shout, "What the fuck?" from over there as you hear him thwack, thwack, punching this drow warrior. All right, Sarathil, you're up. You're hanging from the bars.
Can I see where Timber like jumped to?
Yeah, and you would have heard him shout from over there.
I'm going to... Hold on.
Timber, are you floating or are you on the ground?
Now I'm on the ground.
Now you're on the ground? All right, I need you to give me a con saving throw.
Okay.
Are there spiders over there too?
Yep.
Oh my god.
They're everywhere.
Oh, come on, stupid dice. It was just floating on a 17. They're just...
And then it was like, nope.
And the D&D Beyond roller has been good to you in the past.
It has.
Yeah.
No. This is well deserved. This is well deserved.
What did you get?
I got a 6.
Oh, okay.
Still immune to poison.
Oh.
19 points of piercing damage.
Ow!
As spiders are crawling up your legs.
I am still cursing.
Timber, you'd be able to see the source of the spiders now. You would actually see about 30 more feet behind these 3 drow. You can see another drow there. Less armor. They have a barbed whip in their hands, and they have a staff that has a spider on the top, and it is into the ground. You can see almost like a wave, like a summoning conjured wave. Spiders are just pouring out of the staff, basically, at the base of it. And it's just creating this torrent of spiders. Some might call it plague. Insect plague.
Call it what?
An insect plague.
Oh.
All right, Sarathil, you are up. You are still hanging from the bar.
Of course.
I'm gonna say any spell that requires a
Yes,
somatic component
somatic
can't be cast.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking through right now. You know what? That said, there's spiders underneath me, and I don't want to drop. I saw that Timber moved over there. I'm gonna Misty Step to where he is, and come up right next to where he is, assuming right next to one of the drow as well.
Yep.
And then just kind of like freaked out by like getting attacked by the spiders. I'm just gonna like reach my hands right for him and try to vampire touch him to try to get some life back as well.
All right, go for it.
I'll do it at level.
You're also gonna give me a con saving throw because this.
Yeah, I know. I'll just keep it at level 3. So attack roll. 17.
That hits.
Oh, thank God.
Come back.
That was a 5.
5 damage.
No, it was a 5 roll.
So you plus 12? Jesus.
Oh wow. Okay.
14 damage. 14 necrotic damage.
Nice. Hey, guess what? They're not resistant to necrotic damage.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yes, I get 7 health back.
I feel like this is like the first time in this campaign that you haven't attacked something.
Yeah, that's not resistant to necrotic damage.
What's that con save?
Oh, screw you. 14.
All right, that's what was it? 14, you said?
Yeah.
All right, that's 19 points of piercing damage to you as these spiders are eating your feet. And you also though can see now that there is this witch that is summoning these waves of spiders.
How much piercing you say?
19.
Oh God.
All right. It is her turn.
Thought I went first.
No, you go before the warriors.
Yeah, okay.
Different initiatives. Okay.
Initiatives.
She is going to. No, she's concentrating. Oh God, the wind.
Man.
That's like a gunshot. My gosh.
The wind. It slammed my door shut. Okay.
Ghosts.
So you see, she maintains the wave of spiders coming out of the staff, but you see the top of the staff, a little fiery, like black and red flame comes on, and you see she attempts to swirls the staff around, and she seems to be slowly opening some kind of portal. She's attempting to summon a demon.
Counterspell.
It is not a spell.
Of course not.
It's not a spell.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably allow counterspell here, just because it's basically a spell. But all right. But there's only a 30% chance of success.
Oh.
So let me roll that D100. So she has to get a 30 or less in order to summon this demon. She got a 90. So
Good.
That's not less than 30.
All right, so let's see. Oh, wait, no. Okay, for a second there, I thought the demon was still summoned, and it just wasn't an ally to them, but it doesn't. She just takes psychic damage.
That's great.
Concentration saving throw.
She took 10 points of psychic damage. Pretty good. She took the maximum number, and she will have to make a con save for the insects.
Eating by her own spiders.
She makes her concentration with a 15.
Ah.
Wait, is that what the roll was for?
Son of a witch.
So she failed to summon the demon. She was trying to summon. It's like a big hitting thing that if it does summon, it's really difficult, but it can fail pretty easily.
You know, casually just trying to summon a demon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Casually.
Hey man, they've got ties to Abraxas. Huron,
They
you're
have
up.
ties to
Iroh.
Iroh's devils.
I know, you're right.
Bonus action Steps of Night to get flying speed of 30.
Yeah.
So he'll ascend and move over to where Kaze and Sarathil went.
Excellent. You will still need to make the con save for starting your turn within the spiders, but once you're out of them, you'll be good from them.
So that's a 9.
Hmm.
That's 28 points of piercing damage.
Oh my
Is that
lord, these
magical?
spiders.
It's not. I guess I'm gonna say it is because it's technically from a. Oh wait, no. I'm gonna say it's not magical.
They're not magic spiders.
I mean, they technically are, but they aren't dealing magic piercing damage.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Do I see Spider Lady?
Yes, you do.
All right. It's just the one individual by themselves, right? There's no one around them.
She's by herself, and then she's about 30 feet past Kaze, who's with the fighting the 3 drow warriors. But she's by herself where she is.
Okay, so we'll drop. I've been digging it. We'll drop a Moonbeam, 5th level. So con save 20.
Okay. 19. So she fails.
Nice.
All right. Ooh, this is not. 24 radiant damage. Descends from the heavens.
All right, she's looking rough. Talray, you're up. Or is anything else?
Yeah. No end.
Okay, Talray, you're up.
Bonus.
Give me a con save.
Me?
Oh, wait, no, you're flying. You're flying. There you go.
Bonus action Hunter's Mark on whoever I can see.
I
I have a passive
I-
perception of 20.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, you also know where everyone just went, so you can adjust to see.
The
You can either.
spellcaster.
Yeah, you can see the spellcaster.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna bonus action Hunter's Mark on the spellcaster.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna shoot him in the face twice, hopefully.
for it.
We're gonna go with sharpshooter on the first roll. So that's a -5 to the attack to add
Oh,
some
yeah.
damage. I rolled a 2 plus 14 -5, turns into an 11.
11 to hit.
Yes.
That does not hit.
All right, round 2, same thing. I got a 7 plus 14 -5 is 16.
That just hits.
Sweet. All right, so it's 3d6 plus 17. So that's 11 plus an extra 1 from Hunter's Mark, which is gonna give me 17 plus the 10 from Sharpshooter, so that's 27 necrotic damage.
Oh yeah. They are still alive, just barely.
Yeah, I pull the trigger a little too fast on my first shot, but then I take aim on the second one as I hit her square in the shoulder.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, and she is struggling to maintain this spell. So let's see if she makes that. What would be 13 for the or 14 for the save? She does not make it. The spiders are gone.
Ooh, hell yes.
You might have ties to demons, but I got ties to Twilight. And I just smoke. I blow the smoke off the barrel.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, it is the Drow warriors' turns now. They are going to put their crossbows away and draw their swords and attack Timber and Sarathil. All right, one's going to attack Timber and 2 are going to attack Sarathil.
Bastards.
18 does not hit you, right, Timber?
It just hits me.
Oh, okay. All right. It is not that much damage. It's 5 piercing damage. And once again, there's that poison flow, but you do not need to worry about it.
I'll deal with that later.
Sarathil, the first one is a natural 20.
Oh god.
Second one...
Even the rolls against me.
Yeah.
Second one is a dirty 20.
Oh my god. The dice
I
got
also
hate
forgot.
you today.
I
What
also
did you
forgot
do?
I did forget they have multi attacks. So there's another one on Timber,
Okay.
which is a 19.
Hits.
The Timber, you take another 5 points of piercing. So
Lucky.
2 more attacks on you, Sarathil. First one is a 15. Second one is a 26.
Oh, all 4 hit.
Okay.
Oh,
They don't hit that hard, but you do have to make some saving throws. Oh, wait, are you immune to poison also as an undead? Or are you just resistant?
Yes, I am.
All right, so you also don't need to worry about the poison side.
It's resistance, not
Oh, you're.
immunity.
Oh, okay. So then you.
Wait, right? Resistance is half damage?
Half
Yes. Okay. Already am scared.
35 points of piercing damage,
oh.
Okay.
and I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Bye. Hey! 30-20!
Wow.
All right. I need you to give me another Constitution saving throw. Because you got hit
You got
4
this.
times.
You. Nope.
What?
8.
8?
Yes!
All right. You are considered poisoned for the next hour. And you're unconscious.
What?
What?
Oh god.
Oh no.
You're not at 0 hit points. You're just unconscious is the condition you have.
The poison? Resistance
Yeah.
to poison doesn't do anything about that?
It's just resistance to poison damage.
Oh god.
Sleepers, man. They're gonna knock you out.
Okay.
All right. That's the Drow's turn. Scarlet, you're up. Timber, you're on deck.
How far away is the witch from me?
You haven't. Did you move? You didn't move anywhere because you didn't know where they were. So the witch is 60 feet away from you.
All right, I will then movement and bonus action dash to get all the way up to her, and then
Oh, yeah.
I will use. I have prongs of the blackout. I can't activate it, but I'll just use it as a regular sword right now.
Excellent.
Oh, 16.
Just hits.
That is 12 points of slashing damage.
Wait. Did you have me roll twice because of 2 different attacks?
Yes.
I have advantage on them. I just looked up deathless nature of Reborn. It says you have advantage on saving throws against disease and being poisoned.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and re-roll. Re-roll for those.
Okay.
Or at least the second one that you
Well,
didn't
okay.
pass.
So the first one was a dirty 20.
Yeah,
so this
you
is
don't
for the
have to worry
second one
about
where I get poisoned. Here we go. 18.
All right, you are fine. You are not unconscious.
Yes.
Is anybody else engaged with this person right now?
No, but how do you want to kill them? Because 12 kit does it.
Oh, excellent.
These are weak boys.
How do I want to do this? I think I want to. I've got my erupted flesh up, so I'm just burning this bright beacon, and everything's just hot. And I move forward, and I just, with my left hand, I've got the prongs of the black, and I just slice up just across her chest and just push her down.
Okay. So yeah, Prongs of the Black comes ripping up across the chest, and she collapses down.
I was hoping you'd just
Kick
give her a
down or
hug.
something.
Scarlet doesn't
It's
hug.
big. It's okay.
It's
Oh,
okay.
she's-
It's okay.
Stabs her, and then just like a little like.
Yeah.
The 3 drow that are fighting the rest of you are going to need to make saving throws to whether or not they become frightened because their leader has been killed.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's fucking right.
First one saves. Second one fails.
Gotta pass their leadership
Third one
test.
saves. So the one in the middle that Sarathil and Pyric touched is fucking terrified of you all. And on their turn is probably going to try to run. But the other two are like, I'm going to kill these people because they killed my leader.
Friend.
But Timber, you are up, and then Sarathil, you're on deck.
I'm gonna continue punching this man's face.
Crack away.
Yeah. I will do such. Bah. 16.
Just hits.
Oh shit.
11 points of damage.
Nice.
Natural 20?
Hell yeah, dude.
Why is my second one always crap? We got a nice 17 there. What a crit.
17?
Yes.
It's exactly what you needed.
Oh.
Nice.
I want to make this non-lethal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, how do you want to knock this guy out?
just keep wailing on his face or his head. Maybe Timber knows a specific point where he could maybe not destroy the brain.
Absolutely. Yeah,
but make him unconscious, maybe, I don't know, or just bop bop, and then just right in the neck. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, 100%. You knock this guy out.
All right, cool. And I'm gonna just death stare the other man next to him.
All right, that guy's already terrified, so he's just.
Oh,
this guy's super scared.
Actually, wait. Then can I walk over and
Just say boo.
yeah, just growl on his face with my bonus action as intimidating.
Yeah,
and just say you're staying right here.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll
I will
with advantage because he's already scared.
All right, cool. Come on, 16.
He's doubly scared.
I'm doubly
Dude rolled nat 1. He
God.
He legitimately sits down. Like when you say you're staying there, he sees his friend unconscious, and he looks to his other friend who's like, I'm gonna fucking die here. I'm not being taken, and he just sits crisscross and just looks up at you and offers his hands to be tied together.
Can I tie him with my bonus action also?
Let's
Later.
Let's see what Sarathil does. So Sarathil, you see that one is unconscious, one has been intimidated into submission. The last one is still fighting.
It's the one that's still in front of me that I gripped before.
No, that's the one that Timber just scared to the ground.
Oh.
The other one's only 5 feet away from you though, so you can easily go up to it.
Also a quick thing. How many times did I get attacked last time again? 4?
Yeah, it was 4 times, yeah.
Okay, well, because Vampiric Touch is a concentration spell where I could attack again this turn, but I'm going to roll 4 times, probably not make it.
For concentration.
Yep, 15. Okay, 1.
Right.
13.
Okay.
11.
Oh,
Okay,
it's going
all right.
down.
21, I cut concentration
All
spell!
right. You're the smartest boy. You're so good at concentrating on spells.
They're just getting like literally stabbed 4 times. For another vampiric grip.
Go for it.
On the guy. Nah, you know what? Screw it. I already have my hands locked on the guy that's surrendering, so I'm literally just gonna dig further in because I'm just pissed off.
This guy's gonna be so scared. All right, go for it.
I like to imagine I didn't have my hands off him the entire time, but now I just dig further, more black and necrotic damage just pouring out as I'm trying to seep all the life from him. Which is just 9 necrotic damage. But I'll take some health back.
Timber will say, no, keep him alive, keep him alive.
You see this guy, this Drow just as you see the black veins all over, but he is still alive. Still alive. I'm gonna give this other guy a quick. If he sticks around. Does this guy's stalwart? Huron, you're up. Talray, you're on deck. Two captured, one who's fighting his way out of here, he thinks.
He's injured.
He is actually, this one has not taken any damage. That's why he's probably not as scared as the other two.
Alright, Huron's gonna use movement flying to circle around behind. And
Turn into a robot.
Yeah.
oh, am I coming? Yeah, my something's wrong with my connection.
Okay, you're back now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
You got behind him.
Yeah. He's just gonna, seeing what Sarathil's doing, Kieran's gonna reach out his hand and just inflict wounds at this guy, second level.
Wait. Oh.
Not the injured guy, the other guy.
Right, the full health guy.
Yep.
For a 27.
Absolutely hits.
Kill them fucking all.
For 30 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him make another save to see if he gets.
So
Go ahead.
Kieran's, I almost imagine Kieran hasn't even taken out his shield yet. He has for AC purposes, but fear of the
Of course.
he just kind of like floats around behind this guy, staff in one hand, and just places his left hand on his shoulder, leans in, and as he casts the inflict wound, he kind of just whispers in his ear in Elvish, like, maybe it's time you give up, so we don't have to kill you and your.
Advantage on this roll. Yeah, he crumbles as you take away more than half his health with one touch and whisper that. You see his legs buckle underneath. He drops down as they both kind of like the two that are still alive look and see like the dead body of the priestess and their friend knocked out, and they just immediately like put their hands up and sit down. As the three dwarves show up, and they're like, "Is everything all right?"
There were so many spiders.
But you have 3 drow prisoners now.
Sarathil's gonna collapse to his knees, gonna like hold this one.
I'm gonna rip out the crossbow bolts in my leg. Son of a god damn! Kieran, can you bless me?
Yes, here's some blessings. Have fun. Blessings of the perfect heart
Oh,
on you.
thank you.
Blessings of the perfect heart on you. I want to conserve spell slots because I don't know what we're going to deal with, so we're going to take a short rest in a moment.
Yeah, Talray's gonna, fly over to the spellcaster, whoever's, hard to get to, and, bring them back to the group, maybe with their hands tied.
I killed the
Spellcaster's dead.
spellcaster.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought we said we had 3 prisoners.
You
We
do, because
do.
one's unconscious though. Two have just been beat the shit out of to the point of, or magicked the shit out of to the point of submission, and then one was beaten to unconscious.
I'll stand in front of them just while my erupted flesh runs out, just kind of like looking scary, just to make sure they stay scared.
Oh yeah, these two they're gonna stay scared.
Take them of all their weapons, and pat them down for what they have. Tie them up, as Talray was doing, and find a secure place to tie them to as well.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of places you can tie them to.
If I could do that for the dead body, just see if there's anything on the spellcaster?
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and give me Timber and Talray. Give me investigation checks for the bodies.
Ugh. Hey, Sarathil, can you check this one?
What?
No, I'm kidding. I can't bet it.
I got a 16.
Sarah's just like moseying up and like crawling next to like the cave wall and just kind of like sitting and just resting now.
Yeah, you've gotten some significant beatings the last 2 days.
I found
Terrible rolls.
I found some
overexhaustion.
I'm sorry. What did you get, Wiswick? Talray?
It's alright. 16.
16. Okay. And what did you get, Timber?
Oh, 8.
8.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have any modifier to investigation.
You find a
Lint?
sack on one of them.
Ooh.
And when you put your hand in, you take your hand out, and it's covered in baby spiders that just hatched from the eggs that were in that sack.
Wait, was that me or him?
No, that was Timber because he got an 8.
Spiders.
Scarlet, burn this off! Ah!
Quick, come here before it fades away. Come here. And I'll just like reach my hand on it.
Ow!
No, even better. I'll flick them off with my magma fingers. Flick them off.
Talray with a 16, you can find 2 things on this drow priest. One, you find the staff that she was holding, that still has its magic despite the drow being dead. You would also find a pendant on around her neck that has some spider filigree on it and some webbing. And then in the center, there is a gem that has that dark red and black light inside of it that was the same light that was coming out of the portal she was trying to summon. These are 2 items you find. You also find 20 vials, or a vial of poison that is worth 20 charges of it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I bring back the hall to everybody, and I say, oh, we lost Stefan.
Oh.
He was mentioning that he was having some internet problems.
Yeah.
By the way, it's for purposes, it's drow poison.
Understood. Okay. Yeah, I just like, I'm casually handing, like looking through it, and kind of like, I don't know if Glomung would like any of this for his hoard. It's a little creepy. Maybe this jewel would be nice. And I'm like holding up this spooky looking, spider jewel thing, and any idea what this stuff does? And I'm like, what? Like, in the other hand, I've got like the bottle of poison, and I'm just like shaking it around like it's like any old bottle of whiskey.
Snatch it out of his hand and give it to Timber.
Oh, thank you.
Careful.
Yes,
You don't know what's in there.
You're the one that was just shaking it around.
Yes, but I'm a professional.
Right. You can give that amulet to that old man that's resting over there.
I like to imagine that Sarathil's like sitting on a rock right now and just like...
Yes.
Yeah, so I walk over to him and just hand him a good berry and say, Can you check these things out for me?
One sec. I'll eat the good berry. What does it? Does it heal me?
I think it gives you 1 HP.
Yeah.
Oh,
you feel full.
Yeah, I feel full. It doesn't heal my stab wounds.
just put a berry in each wound.
It stops them from bleeding.
Oh, that's great. Okay, it's like just let me collect myself. I'll check these out as soon as I can.
Thank you.
Alex, the video.
What? I can't help it.
Oh,
yeah,
because
it would require
yeah.
like a complete change.
Yeah,
To,
until
because
Stefan
of,
comes back, I can't.
I don't know if
Just
he's gonna be able
the-
to come back. His internet
Um,
was getting pretty bad there.
What a guy.
what a guy. But what I'll do is I'll lean down next to one of the ones that are awake, one of the prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you doing out here? What are you stationed?
When you
Sorry.
lean down and look at them, you can see that each of them has a similar amulet around their neck, with the same kind of red black gem in the center. These ones they're pretty well armored though. Like these are probably like pretty significant fighters. But you guys are basically gods at this point. So, but you see one of them kind of looks at you. Go ahead.
Seeing the amulet, well, I'm gonna just take any accessories off of them. So, like, if I see an amulet on, I'll rip it off and throw it in a pile or something like that.
Okay.
And they're disarmed completely. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, you would see like they don't really move at all when you're taking like their crossbow and their sword away. But when you reach for the amulet is when at least the braver one kind of like tries really quick to grab your wrist. With his, I mean, his hands are bound, but he tries to like reach up and stop you from taking the amulet. Obviously, you can easily overpower him because it's tied up. But they seem very precious to the amulets.
Sarathil, when you are done bleeding out over there, here's something I think we should identify, if you could.
Can you stop throwing garbage at me for 2 seconds?
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
You see the two of them start talking to each other in a very broken form of Elvish that's much harsher, that even Curon wouldn't really be able to understand.
Did I?
Sylvan or Elvish?
It's Drow.
Oh,
They're speaking specifically Drow.
okay.
And they're just talking to each other. They're kind of they're or at least the braver one is yelling at the other one, while that one is kind of like on the edge of tears.
Can I hit the one that's talking to the other one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like smack him with the butt of my what's called weapon, and try and knock him out.
Oh, he's back.
He's there. Look at him.
Look at his face.
He's a robot. My name is Stefan.
Oh, am I still a robot?
No,
just different speaker or microphone.
I think he's on his phone right now.
I'm on my lappity top.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Talray's trying. So what's happened in the few moments you were gone? Talray found the staff and the necklace on the Drow priestess. Timber found that the other 3 Drow all have the same amulet necklace on that has a red and black gem in it. Timber took them all off of them. One of them tried to stop Timber from taking the necklace, but they were tied up, so it couldn't really prevent it. And it started to yell at the other one in Drow, a very harsh language that's distinctly under Drow that doesn't even your Elvish understandings don't break through to it. Now Talray is trying to knock the one yelling at the other one out, and the one in the middle is crying now.
Jesus.
So Talray, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Okay. I'm guessing it's
It's a melee attack, yeah.
Alright, my melee is not great. Can I use the dexterity saving throw if I use I could use dex for short sword, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll use like the butt end of my short sword, or I guess the butt end of my gun would work.
I'll allow that. Yeah, I'll allow that to be dexed.
Okay. Yeah. That's a 25.
Yeah, you're able to knock this guy out. He's low enough on health, and that's high enough of a roll that he goes unconscious. And now there's just the one in the middle that is the most terrified of all of you, and scared of his friends too. It seems.
So yeah, I'm gonna walk over to the one that's left and crouch down with my gun in my hands and just smile at him, just like unimposingly, and just say, "I'm sorry about your friend, but you must understand. I mean, you had tried to ambush us, and I'm not a violent man, but when my life's in danger, I've got to take certain precautions. And he looked like he was trying to say something that he didn't want me to hear. So, if you answer our questions politely, we might be able to work out some sort of agreement. I'm not a violent man, and I'm sure I could convince my friends here to let you go."
Whatever you want. Just don't hurt me.
We've got to
I'll
get.
tell you whatever you want. I'll tell you whatever you want. Just give me back the amulet. Just give me back the amulet. And you
In
see, he
due
kind of is like
time.
grasping for you at this point.
Why
Now,
do
hold
you-
on. You're in no position to barter. What do you have for me that's worth this fine amulet?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Look, come
Why do
on,
you-
be a little creative. Do you know a way out of here?
We don't need directions. We have our guides. Why do you crave the amulet so much?
It protects us. It protects us. It keeps the voices out of our heads. It keeps the voices out of our heads.
The mind flayers.
Yeah, yes. Just give me the amulet. Give me the amulet.
Then we share a common foe.
Have you realized that the mind flayers aren't in your head right now, even though you don't have the amulet?
And you see like a true like revelation on their face. No. The priestesses said that if we did not wear the amulets, they would take our minds. They would take our minds. The priestesses said this. They said this.
Well,
The
your
priestess is
priest.
dead.
But she might have been right. It's only through our efforts that you are not being harmed by those weird squid people. Ain't that right, Huron?
Yes, we seek to rid the Underdark of this infestation. The Illithids are not of our world, and they should not remain here longer than they have already. Your people down here, you're related to, well, to us, Kieran says, motioning himself and Sarathil. All of elven kind on this continent came from across the oceans. We're all related here, no?
I don't know.
The priestess.
All right. Kieran like kneels down in front of this guy and like brings his face up to look him in the eye, and he goes, "I know this may be hard to believe. I took this truth harshly, but the priests lie sometimes."
No. You see this drow is having a full-on existential crisis in front of you now, as he looks past you to the dead priestess on the ground.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
At this point, maybe like Sunsover, I'm not going to ritual cast it, but with the ammo in my hand, can I identify it or cast Identify?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so Talray, gets back the guy's attention and says, "Listen, we just need to know everything you know about your people and all them traps that you got set up down here. We gotta get our way. We're gonna go on your way and you go on yours. And if you're smart, you might just get that amulet back. You hear?
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage because of how.
In the meantime, can you tell me what it does?
Yeah, actually. So it does actually protect from psychic infiltration of the mind, but they are also cursed, and they make the bearer like essentially addicted to the necklace. Like they start to wither away without it, and it has its own kind of. It doesn't like control the mind of the wearer, but it puts them in a state that makes them more easily manipulated, essentially, by creating this desire and addiction for the safety of the amulet. Seems like an indoctrination tool as well as a protection tool.
I got a 2 with advantage.
How? Did you roll 2 once?
I think he has -2 to charisma. or
Oh
something.
no, I have -1 to charisma. I rolled a nat 1 and a 3.
Oh,
So bad.
I'd say it's not that he's not persuaded by your offer; it's that he's in too much of a panic to really respond to it adequately. As he
Well,
just
I
keeps kind
tried,
of saying,
folks.
he just keeps like saying, priestesses, no. He's kind of, please just give me the amulet back. Give me the amulet back.
Who's got all the amulets?
Sarathil.
All of them? Oh, I do have all of them.
Yeah.
Kieran will kind of like motion to the drow prisoner and go, give him back one of the amulets. If nothing else, it might get us a little more information out of him.
I'll toss one to Kieran. It's
And
no
Kieran,
good. I'll just say it's no good for him, though.
well, we have to get something, and Kieran will lean down and put it around the drow's neck.
And it's like night and day. Like you see he's just sort of I am sorry for my panic. What do you need? What do you want?
Your people down here. I've only heard tales, but the Underdark Drow are... Well, I don't think anyone considers you anything other than evil down here. But you are also opposed to the Illithids, correct?
Of course.
The mind flayers that have corrupted our plane. What have your people been doing to combat them?
They gave these necklaces to all of the warriors. Said if we fought hard enough, they would give extras for our families. Priestesses. We've been setting up these murder traps to catch them. And been sending offerings to enveloping abyss to Abraxas. Protect us. Priestesses say this is where the necklaces come.
Now, Kieran, I've dealt with demons and fiends before, and they're kind of a nasty bunch. I mean, maybe even worse than these squid boys that we've been dealing with. I'm thinking we should probably let this one slide and continue on our way. It's not our problem.
Well, our problem is the mind flayers down here. And while I'm not ready to take on the entirety of the Underdark Drow and the Dark God Abraxas, who I think Curon and Wiswick did a little research into him, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah. Abraxas
Yeah.
is the god responsible for the Bat Cult in Wiswick's
Right.
hometown, and is generally just considered this demon of the dark that is responsible for. In the legends, say that he's responsible for creating the Underdark and digging it out to fill up the space and consume all the light. And iconography shows kind of like a bloated darkness is the idea of what Abraxas looks like, and like the shadow and void spills out from his own wounds.
I have
Generally
no
just
intention.
a demon, a fiend.
Yeah. Of dealing with Abraxas. We have enough gods to fight over, but if we can get any kind of assistance in our fight against the Lithids, can't hurt. So, what little you know now, come on, spill it. Spill the beans, boy.
You are strange people. I can lead you safely through these plains, through these caverns to the other side. Avoid traps, avoid any other ambushes. Just stay away from voices and you'll be okay. We at first thought they were Raxus. They came from the deep, darkest pits. But it wasn't until we found one of the brain stems, whatever you would call them, ripped it out of the ground. We knew this was not the Dark Lord. I can lead you safely, and I will tell no one of your passing.
Sound good, everyone? Get a guide through here. Get to their side safe.
Sounds good to me.
Can I insight check the guy?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Can I do the same?
Yep.
18.
Kieran believes them, so.
30-20.
So you both get a vibe because you both passed. He's not being in the vibe you're getting is that he's not being withholding. He's not. I guess really, he's not lying, but you might just be suspicious of his words. Like he's probably in a state where at any point, if he had an opportunity, he would betray. But right now, he doesn't see that opportunity. Like you can tell, there's an air of desperation to his voice that comes only from those who see no alternative. And but he's definitely not to be trusted. But what he says right now, he seems to be generally honest.
So yeah, Talray is gonna whisper over to try and pull Kiran aside, so he could get out of earshot of this guy, and say, "Listen, I know you want to make use of this guy, but from my experience, they're not really good folk to trust. If you really want to use him, you've got to be okay with some of the dark stuff that they're doing. You know, they're not gonna work with any goody two shoes that's out there to save every poor soul that is in trouble. They only want to kill the enemy, if you know what I mean. That might be a common enemy to us, but that might not be for too long if we rub them the wrong way.
As I said, I've no intentions of carrying on a parley with these drow past this point. It seems like they live in just as much fear, and from everything I've heard about them, they're not worthy allies, you're right. But in this moment, if we can just travel safer and quicker, you can just take one of them.
While they're gone, Timber would look over or like bend down towards this guy without anybody else's consent. Maybe later get their consent. Fine, you can lead us. We're bringing your friends along too, and they'll hang out in the back. They're not getting an amulet though. They'll be blindfolded. And if anything were to happen to us, well, it would happen to them too. Look at over that lady over there. You don't want to know what she'll do to them.
You see he stares for a very long time at the priestess's body. Like, you could tell even with the amulet on, like, sure, there was desperation before, and you can tell that existential crisis he was having did not go away with the amulet being added. The amulet may create an addiction that is easy for the drow priestesses the Abraxas priestesses to manipulate, but it can't change their thoughts and what they've already thought.
I think Talray wants to try one more thing. If nobody else has anything.
Sure. I mean, the guy would get up with you, Timber, if you like lifted him up and started to push him towards leading you through.
Yeah.
I would stop. You know, once he stood up, you know, I'll just look at him, like tap his shoulder, and then grab the amulet with my hands while he's still tied up, and like not take it off his head or anything, but like just hold it and look him in the eyes and say, I don't know about you drow, but if whoever you're worshipping, if you know them as well as I do, they don't care if you're a hostage, and they don't take very kindly to failure either. If you want to get out of this alive, your best bet is to stick with us, at least until we let you free. Then you can go back and make up any type of excuse that your little mind can think up of. But if they catch you with us, you're as good as dead. You know that, right?
You see, as you're like holding it and kind of like pulling him closer, you can see like generally just like the shape of his face, like especially looking up at him up close, like his face is so gaunt and there's so many lines on his face. You'd think he was a lot older than he actually is as an elf, and he just still kind of looking. He looks you in the eye as you say all this, and then looks over to the elven priestess's body again, and then just nods in an understanding.
That a boy. And I tap him on the shoulder and let him do what he was doing.
I'd like to tie the guy who's leading us, tie his hands in front of him. The other two, I'd like to tie their hands and tie them and their feet and together.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can definitely do that, and they're kind of coming to at this point because knocking people out doesn't last that long.
Leaning over to Scarlet, do you mind?
Babysitting.
Yes, please.
Not at all.
Appreciate it. Cool. Just light the fire under their butt if they're not moving. You know the deal.
I'll do a little produce flame. Don't worry.
You see, like, one of them, like, the one that was knocked out first just looks confused. Like, they are not necessarily, like, whimpering like the other one. They're just kind of, like, you can imagine in their head, they're like, what the fuck is going on? How the hell did I end up in this situation? The one who's been the bravest and most brash of them all, Scarlet, you hear them just sort of say something in Drow at you. And it's just, like, harsh. It's just like, and then spits on the ground in front of you.
Same to you. And I just like shove as we start walking.
So the drow up front begins to lead you and your dwarven companions through the drow kill zone, essentially, to avoid traps, to avoid other ambushes, avoid spiders. I think that's where we're going to end tonight. So we're approaching 10:30. All right, folks, thanks so much for joining us here tonight for Advantage in Paradise, as our heroes make their way through the dark. And they are pretty much a day's travel away from their destination, Dwarven Hold, where they can hopefully sneak in and find the Gloam Lord there. Just a little bit about what's going on this week. We have our standard programming. Another Play Boys. Are you guys playing tomorrow or Thursday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
All right.
playing. Continue with the Gloam Haven.
The Glom.
Glom, our
Glom
another
have.
Play Boys, another Play in Paradise tomorrow night, 7 p.m. for more Gloomhaven, some more Glommen. Wednesday night we got Relaxing in Paradise with myself at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh my god.
That's odd.
Oh, I'm sorry. Everything is just not working right.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
Be nice and loud.
Yeah.
You're very loud, yeah.
We've got the Sean and Shannon Power Hour on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the most powerful hour on the internet, where we will recap this. We'll recap
The
this
power's
episode
flower.
and speculate about what is going to happen. Shannon and I will be playing. We'll be playing in the Scales Above this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we just completed the charity weekend with Roll for Damage, where Shannon and I participated. We raised $3,050 for St. Jude's Hospital, where Shannon and I played a quest game on Saturday, and we played on Friday, and I did some gaming. I played Phasmophobia for the first time, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was really, really successful charity weekend. We had a good time. Myself, Shannon, and Clay will all be at PAX Unplugged this weekend. So if you're going there, make sure you say hello. And we're very excited and making sure that we're safe there. Current situations. And as Shannon likes to remind us all, we got into a web festival. The New Jersey Web Fest. So keep an eye out in 10 months to see if we won any awards at this festival.
Still no.
Shannon.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Who are we rating?
Do TTRP Theater again.
Okay. All right, folks, so go ahead and give TTRP Theater our love. We will be back here again next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Advantage in Paradise as our heroes approach the Dwarven Hold and resolve the Mind Flayer issue, or at least help resolve it and move onward to Smooth Holds. All right, folks. Everyone say goodbye, good night.
Bye.
Farewell.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Fare thee well.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging